morning everybody, happy Saturday. It's an early start for me. I'm already down at Sainsbury's. I mean, shocker, she's at Sainsbury's again. I feel like this week I spent my entire life in either a supermarket or B&Q. And that's because last week I didn't do a full shop. That's why there wasn't a grocery haul. I did a small trolley shop and then spent every day back in the supermarket, well, for one thing or another. And I do not want to do that this week. And I have a million and one things going on today, but getting this shopping done today when we get the 15% collie discount has to be done. So I'm already down at Sainsbury's. Just had a good old sing-song on the way here to Alex Warren. I'm absolutely loving him at the moment. I'm absolutely loving all of his songs, actually. Everything that I've listened to so far I've absolutely loved. So I've just been having a good old sing-song. I like Alex Warren. Summer does not. She's like, oh no, not this song. And Kev, I think he's swaying towards it. He's more of a Teddy Swims, but I was like, I sent him it the other week and I was like, listen to this song. It's very like Teddy Swims. And I think he has started like warming more to it. But I am probably overplaying it and driving everyone in my family mad. So whilst I was in the car on my own, I was like, right, get my Amazon Music on. Let's have a sing-song. Wake me up a little bit on the way down to Sainsbury's. But my mum will be getting to my house. She'll be there by the time I get back. And she's going to be helping us with the job of doing this paneling and wallpapering and painting, and it's so frightening. I couldn't get to sleep last night. Two reasons. One, I knew Summer was travelling back from Manchester. Our friends, or her friends' parents, friends of ours as well, took her up to Manchester yesterday, and they went up and back in the day. I think they got home about 4 o'clock this morning. I vaguely remember her coming in the bedroom to say she was home, but it did mean I struggled to get to sleep. But also playing on my mind, probably more so than her not being at home, was this blooming paneling and the vinyl flooring. It is stressing me out. If you caught last night's live, I did a live and I was like, right, help me choose. I really had my heart set on going on a herringbone, and now I think we're going to have to go for straight planks. And then I thought that's fine, I've chose. And then I ended the live and I went out to pick Riley up from youth club, and all of a sudden I was like scratching my head again. I was like, all the pictures on this website show the vinyl, the plank effect, running vertically. In my head, I'm thinking I'm going to run it horizontally because our hallway is so narrow. In my head, I think horizontal will make it feel wider. But apparently most people run flooring vertically down the hallway to give it more of a long, to make it look longer. I was like, oh gosh, scratching my head. So then I went to Instagram. Everyone is definitely laughing at me about this because I am making such a big deal out of this and I'm so stupid, but I don't know why I'm finding this so complicated, but either way, I'm finding it complicated. So when I get home, I'm going to I found another herringbone, which has smaller. So the reason in case you didn't get the live last night, the reason I can't have the vinyl I'd originally planned to order is because each plank is 70 something centimetres long. And at the narrowest part of our hallway alongside the stairs, it's only 80 centimetres wide. So if you have planks that are 70 something centimetres on an angle, you're not going to get the full triangle, like the full herringbone effect going through the vast majority of the hallway, because obviously that's all alongside the stairs, so most of the hallway is only 80 centimetres wide. So I was like, I can't order that one. But I have seen one that has a smaller plank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and get an old cereal box or something, and I'm going to measure out and cut the equivalent of the size of these planks, and then I'm going to place it in the hallway and see if it would work or not, because the only way I'm going to go with a widthways pattern is if I go for herringbone. If I go for straight planks, it's going to have to be vertically down the hallway, which I think will look fine once it's down. But yeah, in my head I was thinking I don't want it to look longer because it already is long. If anything, I want it to look wider, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, because it don't even make sense to myself right now. But anyway, I need to stop talking. I need to go and get this shopping done so I can get back and get cracking. I really don't have time to be in the clothing section, but here we are. I know lots of people liked the girls' pink jumpers, and I've just seen they're now half price. So if anybody wanted to get a head start on next year's, that one says £8.40, but these ones are half price. So £5.50 for a winter jumper, and they've got them in pink, purple and green. I was tempted to pick some up for the girls for next winter, but we know how good I am at buying stuff and forgetting I've bought it. But if you are looking for getting a head start, these are so lovely. They're so soft and they don't go bobbly. Also, all of the tights and socks are half price. Loads of underwear is half price. Not as much on the boys' side, however, which is a bit of a shame because I'm not sure why they've marked all of the girls down but not the boys. Also, loads of thermals are also half price. There is lots and lots. There's actually still Christmas stuff left here, but there's loads of bargains to be had in Sainsbury's. I'm wondering if it's the same case on the winter shoes. Yeah, there's school shoes there, half price. I always loved these toe zone ones when the girls were in school. Those don't look like they're half price. No, they're still full price, but some of these are reduced. And there's trainers reduced. Some winter boots reduced, some wellies, some really sweet. They're £3.60. Like, what an absolute bargain. £3.60 for those. I was looking around the things I didn't have time to look around. Picked up the girls some new socks each, but now I need to do the actual shopping. I have just stumbled across even more bargains in Sainsbury's. These hair masks are £1.88, so I picked up one of the blue ones. These hair masks, the Tresemme ones, are £1.25. This hair wax, £7.95 down to £1.99. This is usually £9, it's £2.25, not sure whether to get one of those. I've picked this up for summer, £1.75 down from £7. And then over here as well, there is hair dyes, like loads of hair colours, also reduced. I'm going to have a little look through these. So yeah, there's some actual bargains. There's some eyelashes as well. Definitely going to make the most of this little bargains. At this point, every single time I leave the supermarket, I walk out into the car park and I say, oh, I forgot to buy. And this week, I forgot to buy tomatoes. I bought cherry tomatoes or plum tomatoes, but I didn't buy salad tomatoes. Also, yeah, I have no shopping bags. I've used them all, sorting out all of my vintage stuff in my bedroom. So now I'm going to put all of this into there without any bags. I do have one bag actually. I've got the girls' bag that's got their roller skates in it. So I could empty their roller skates actually, and then I could use that bag. Oh, I love my life. Okay, so I'm back from the supermarket. The shopping is vlogged and put away. My mum has worked so hard this morning, measuring and then remeasuring and then measuring again to get the measurements for the panels going up the stairs. I thought we were going to start with the panels along the hallway because it's a straight wall, but she felt it was best just to get this most difficult bit done first. So we have got 3 boxes measured out down to the bottom. It's ready now to have the mouldings attached, and Kev is using the laser level to now measure out the same height of this line, this top line, all the way round down through the hallway. So progress is being made. My mum has now gone out. She's gone out to meet my older brother for lunch because it's his 40th birthday on Monday. So they've gone out for lunch, and yeah, Kev's going to be doing this, and I really need to tidy up some of the rest of the house because everywhere just feels like utter chaos. So I don't think I can get that down there now. Oh shit.
No. Language.
Why? My mother goes.
I'm trying to dog here.
So there is a lot of swearing and frustration going on in our house right now. The angles, oh my god, the angles. It is not as easy as people make it look. So yeah, the bit that my mum just done, I think I just cut it by accident, thinking it was another piece of spare wood. So I'm going to Wicks's to buy a digital angle finder. No, it was rolling around in the car. I obviously dropped it the other day, and now I just have a random onion in the front of my car, like the Grinch. I'm a Grinch. Yeah, meanwhile, Mr. Grinch. So yeah, we're going to go to Wicks's, buy a digital angle finder, yet again spend more money, and hopefully
we don't need.
We do need it because
we need it, but after
our sanity.
After the whole project, it's going to be wasted.
Well, I will probably use it again at some point in life.
I look good today.
We can add it to the family DIY tool selection.
Is it something with anything sharp?
No, it's nothing sharp. It's just
So
an angle finder. No, you won't need it for your arts and crafts. But
is it something for like big projects?
I think me and Nanny and Grandad need it for our sanity right now. Very well and good going into Wicks's to just pick up what you've already found online, but where in this massive shop is what I'm looking for. So Sienna went, why didn't you just ask that man? So I asked him and he's like, yeah, I don't know. So we're just walking around. The ladies at work in Wicks's are so lovely. I just went up to the till point and I said, I really need a digital angle flip. And she said, oh, I'll pop it into the computer, and it came up as it was online only. So they were saying like where else might still be open at this time of the evening, and I started to Google, as did they, and then I was like, oh, it says here you've got one for £20 and it's in stock, and lo and behold they did, and she managed to go and find it. So in the whole massive building there was only 3 of these.
We also got,
so that's why I couldn't find it, but I've got it. And
3 of these pencils.
3 pencils for £1, because currently we're using.
Are these proper pencils?
Yeah, they're proper decorators pencils.
Is Nanny going to be happy?
Yeah, she is, because we're currently using the girls' like school pencils, and we're having to constantly keep sharpening them. So I got 3 of those for £1, and this was on offer for £20. You have to do it with a knife though, because they don't go in a sharpener.
Because they're like sideways.
Yeah, and hopefully we're going to go back now, and this is going to save our sanity.
And what did my top
But
say?
yet again, more money spent. We have well and truly
At least
gone.
it's £40 like me normally spend.
No, Daddy's already spent £20 in Wicks's earlier on, and now I've been back to Wicks's and spent another £20, and we are up and over what we'd budgeted so far. The DIY money pot is running very low, and we've still yet to organise having the doors fitted. But we're too deep now to go back. There's no going back. We're in too deep. So let's go home.
Everything around the hallway, a little bit, I think the back door looks so empty.
It does look so empty.
Do you know what though? I like it.
You like
Can
it?
you keep it like that?
No.
So I can. It's a perfect space for me to practice my cartwheel.
I'm sure it is, but no, we
I'm
can't.
really good at them already.
Right. Anyway, we're going to go back with this little find, and hopefully we'll be able to then master using that, and then we'll be able to race through it, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Again when we're home.
Yeah, we'll see you when we get home. By about 9:30 last night, Mum said, after we'd spent hours completely scratching our heads and wasting wood. That's the worst thing, is the amount of wood that we've wasted from getting it wrong, and it's not cheap. But by 9:30 we were like, let's just call it a day. Everyone go to bed, give your brains a rest, we'll start fresh in the morning. Well, of course, I could not settle. I couldn't do that. So Mum and Brian went home, and I came back to the stairs, and I was like, I am going to get this done. And by midnight, I'd managed to do 2 of the squares. Now, they're not brilliant. They're not great. Kev is currently just caulking in the hope that we can fill the gaps that are there. And then I went to bed at like midnight, didn't sleep very well. I was having, the last couple of nights I've been dreaming. Don't usually, I'm not sort of the type of person that has like bad dreams. But I think it's because I'm so stressed over this. So I woke up at 6:30 after having yet another dream. And I could remember it this morning as well. I got arrested. I won't go into it because it was quite a long dream and completely would never happen. But I ended up arrested in my dream last night. So I woke up and I started scrolling my phone as you do. And what should I see? Oh, I see a TikTok of a lady showing how to do the angles and get it absolutely perfect. Perfect. She had it. So I'm following her method this morning. She didn't even have a digital angle finder. She just had a protractor. And she had it absolutely bang on. So Kev is at the bottom of the stairs, puzzling over the internet, because last night we've managed to, break the internet. And we currently have no Wi-Fi. Thankfully, I've got unlimited data on my phone, so I can hotspot the kids. But we can't watch the televisions. There isn't anything else going on really, is there?
Kids can't play computers.
Kids can't play their computers.
Riley
Can't play his Oculus because the Wi-Fi. So there's this little thin wire
that was. Alexa.
No, we can't listen to Alexa. We can't.
The whole house runs off Wi-Fi.
It's pretty awful. But the thin wire that you can just see there in front of the skirting board was pinned really tightly to the skirting board, and we need to put one of these battens along there. So my mum was like, right, we'll just unpick it from the wall, put the batten, and then we'll re-tack the wire above the batten. But the engineer that installed the Wi-Fi had put the tacks so tight into the wall that we really struggled to get them out. And in doing so, we've broke the Wi-Fi. You see the red light on the front of the box? It's saying, no, you can't use the Wi-Fi. It's been pretty stressful. These are what I've achieved so far over late last night. And I'm now doing this last one here using this lady's way of measuring, which seems a lot simpler than what I've been trying to do. Because this angle here is so steep, it's really difficult to get the cut and to get it to match up because it is such a sharp angle. These ones, the wider ones, these are easy to do, but these, they're a blooming nightmare. Plan of action today is Kev's going to go over to Wicks's as soon as it opens to buy 2 more lengths of this wood. He's going to walk over because he can carry it home. It's so long, it's not going to fit in my car without like sticking out of a window. And it's really, obviously, it will just snap. So he's going to walk over. Also needs to get another pair of these because last night I was using these, it was obviously late, and I was thinking, why does this keep splintering the wood, which is then how we ended up with more wastage on the wood. And I've managed to actually take a chunk out of the metal. Don't know how, but that's what I've managed to do. So we need another pair of these because these are great for doing the wider angle, but you can't use them for doing the tighter angle. We need to use a saw for the tighter angle, but they are brilliant. They're so much quicker. And when we're doing the straight cubes, what am I even calling these? And when I'm doing these downstairs and they're just easy 45-degree angles, these will be ideal. So so Kev's going to Wicks's. I'm going to now try and do this last one up the stairs because I've got 1 length left and a little bit. Hopefully I can get that done using this lady's method, and it will hopefully go together perfect. We need to do another coat of paint on the ceiling and some holes that need filling. Then me and my mum are going to attempt to paint the bottom half and paper the top half today because this is going to be the hardest wall to do the mouldings on and the hardest to do the papering on because obviously the angles for the mouldings and the height for the paper. So once we've got this bit out of the way, the hardest bit will be done. And then we've got to measure out with the laser level all up on the landing, and we've got plenty of this like top and bottom moulding, loads of them. We can do what we can do with that upstairs. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow Bradfords will have what we need and we'll exchange them for what we're not using, and then we should be able to crack through the rest of these boxes. And there's another tricky bit upstairs actually, because the stairs go up and then they go around a corner. Also, we have this really awful bit on the landing where I don't know what, it's not a brick wall there. It's like, what do you think it is, Kev?
What?
That bit there. That really awful bit.
No,
yeah.
That's wood behind
It's
that.
wood, isn't it? And it's just awful.
I don't know, that goes to the back of the house.
Yeah, there are so many bits where we're just having to sort of like make do with what we can because the house it's so old. In fact, this morning Reece sent me a TikTok that was basically showing someone's house with like dints and scrapes and saying this is where the children lent their bikes. This is where like the tea stains on the table, like this is where we all shared cups of tea, and actually your dinted and dented house with all its marks and imperfections is a story. And I was like, oh, you send me that now I'm £2 deep in trying to make it look nice. Now you say, oh mum, it's fine, let's just let's just soak in the memories from all of the imperfections. But yeah, that did make me laugh when he sent me that this morning. And also it's quite sad. It's quite sad. And one of the comments was a lady saying, I cleaned the fingerprints from round the light switch, and then the fingerprints were never there ever again because the kids are grown up. And I was like, oh God, that is actually quite sad. But anyway, I'm not going to get this done, sat around chatting. So I'm going to crack on and hopefully get this right. But if you are watching this and you're thinking to yourself, I know what, I want to do what she's doing. I want to A, be incredibly stressed, B, spend loads of money, and C, have countless domestics with my significant other. Then let me show you what you do. I cannot help by showing you how you draw on your boxes. I know that this is 10 centimetres from the bottom batten and 10 centimetres from the top and 10 centimetres from the top of the stairs. But how my mum did the rest of it, I don't know. There was a lot of measuring going on and I wasn't here. I was out shopping. When I got back from the food shopping, she'd already drawn these boxes on. But I can show you how to get the angles now that I know myself. Trying not to shred my feet on all of the grippers whilst doing so. Digital angle finder. You don't need one of these. Apparently you can just do it with a protractor. Would have been much cheaper. But I didn't have one of those. So you find your angle on here and then you half it. So whatever this tells you, you then half. So I've got 67 and then you bring it in to your, making sure you're keeping to the very top corner. You bring it in to your 67. So in theory, if I set this to 67, this should marry up. It's so sensitive though, you're constantly having to you can tighten it to make it, there we go. Yeah, you can tighten this bit once you've got to what you want it to be, and then it doesn't move so much, but you do need to keep checking that number because it is really sensitive. But yeah, I will then bring that onto the corner, keeping it straight on the top line, and Bob's your uncle, 67 on there. This is how I was doing it last night and how I messed it up so much. I was then taking my wood, measuring it up, trying to draw a line across there and getting it wrong more often than not. So what I saw this morning this lady do, which is so easy, is you then take your piece of wood. Which one am I doing first? I'm going to do the side line because that's easier for me to show on camera. And you line it up with your straight line on the inside, Kaylee, not on the outside, like so. Make sure it's all lined up, like that. Not quite. And then you put a little mark here where your corner is. Oh, I just wiggled that. You've got to keep it so straight, and if you just nudge it slightly, it can all go terribly wrong. This isn't going flat either. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, I'm going to remark it because I'm going to bring it up a little bit because it's not sitting flat to the wall because it's going above this bottom strip of wood. Right, so you go like so, you put a mark where your corner is, and you put a mark where your angle line is, like so. And then you turn it round, you bring those lines, am I still even on the camera? Round there, like so, and round there, like so. And then you take a straight edge, and you connect the dots, like so. It'd be easier if I did this on a flat surface. And that's where you cut. You cut along that line. And that is so much easier than what I was doing last night. So then I'm going to put that back to where it was there. And I'm going to do the same down the bottom. So find the bottom corner, put a little nick in the wood, little line. This pen is not working for me today. And then put a line again on your angle line. Bring it round. And I'll show you now how steep this angle is and why we're struggling to cut it. So you just draw this on. I'm gonna have to do this leaning on the stair because it's such a sharp line. And it's so difficult to get it cut in such a sharp point that there's been quite a bit of caulking going on this morning for the ones that I did last night. And there we go. And that is the sharp top line. So you see it's like quite a steep, it's 22.5 degree. And then in theory, we should then cut this one, and it'll all slot together. So this is my, my left side. I'm also gonna, I wasn't doing this last night, writing which bit it was, and then I was like, it was like a puzzle, and it was dark, and I was tired, and Kev was tired, and we were both grumpy, and it wasn't going brilliant. It was not going well. So now I've got the angles lined out to cut for the right side and the left side. I just need to do the top and the bottom, cut them, and then fingers crossed, I will slot it all together, and it will all go together perfect. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. We've got cork. We've got cork to go in any little gap that's left, but you need to get it as perfect as possible. So yeah, that's what you do. If you're fancying spending a sunny weekend, the kids are absolutely gutted, as am I, that it's Kev's weekend off and the weather is nice. And usually it's always sod's law that the weather is always bad when he's off. And then good when he's at work. And that's not what's happened this weekend. Although it sounds to me like the kids in the garden are also having a domestic. So I'm going to go and find out why Sienna is screaming outside. So we only went and actually achieved it. We've got all three really awkward panels going up the stairs. Did it work first time with the lady's way of doing it? Did it work simply for us like it did for her? Of course it didn't. But we got there in the end. It's all corked. It's all just drying off now, ready for me to then paint it. I did say we were going to do the square here, but actually we don't know what the engineer that's coming tomorrow for the Wi-Fi is going to actually do. So I think what I'm going to do is leave it and do that tomorrow once the engineer's been. But as long as I paint this top strip of wood, I can still go ahead and then paper, because then obviously when I paint lower down, I'm not going to risk getting on the paper because I'll have already painted the top piece. So that is as far as we've got. I can now, in a moment, reveal to you the paint colour in which I chose, which was mixed by Valsper, and I'm actually nervous myself to open the tub. I could show you the colour, but at the moment we can't actually get the lid off the paint. Jeez, they super glued it on. That's the colour all over the floor.
Lid's off.
I couldn't get the lid off, so I had to, get reinforcements, get Kevin to get the lid off, and it just pinged off across the floor. So that's the colour, guys. That's the green. It's a colour match to Farrow and Ball, and it matches the the leaves on the wallpaper absolutely perfectly. But yeah, it's now all over the floor. Good job. This horrible floor is soon going to be gone.
Good morning, guys. So me and Felicity are off out again, back to Wicks's for the second time today, because Mummy didn't buy decent paintbrushes for the paint for the walls, and sometimes if you use the rubbish paintbrushes, it's just a waste of time. So me and Felicity are going back to Wicks's to get some paintbrushes. Lucky enough, it's only a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
But this one says to me, as soon as we leave the house, Daddy, I'm hungry.
Because we have to walk past the shop on the way there.
Oh, is that why?
So I'm hungry.
Oh, so she's hungry because you've got to walk past the shop on the way there. So we are almost at Wicks's. This one got a meal deal from the shop.
Meow there.
I want a fishing match slump us do. There was a fishing match this morning. On the river. Yeah, still on. There was a fishing match on the river. Lots of people go up and down the river, they pick a peg out of a hat. And each peg will be numbered, and then you have to go and sit on that peg for 6 hours of nice and peace and quiet. It sounds amazing. Daddy used to do it all the time when he was younger.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to fish in the national team when I was younger.
Oh my god.
So it is now much later in the day. It's almost tea time, but I have progress. We've done all down the stairs, painted that. We've done the bit down here and the bit here, which I'm about to paint. And over here, we've done this bit as well. We've now completely ran out of these lengths of wood, so we can't do any more of that today. But we've made progress. I've got a radiator cover on order. Hopefully it'll be here. It'll be here tomorrow or Tuesday. I ordered it from Amazon, so that will be going there, and that will look all very nice, hopefully. And yeah, we've made progress. The colour is lovely. I'm absolutely loving the colour. That barking is Moon. Moon is here, so she's well, Kev's cooking a roast dinner, so Moon is having a good old bark, asking for roast. Is he not feeding you? Is he not giving you any dinner yet? It's not cooked. It's nearly ready. He's so mean, isn't he? It's not like he hasn't already given you loads of treats today. Look at them both. Charlie's like, and me? And me? She's like, I don't want that. What is that? Piece of cheese? She's like, no, I want roast pork. That's what I want.
Is Charlie eating roast?
Yeah, they can have a little bit of roast dinner. Moon just went outside to the garden for a wee, and the rabbit chased her. Chased her out of the garden. Was that rabbit a big meanie? Was he? Was he a big meanie? So whilst me and my mum have been busy doing the panelling, Kev has cooked, whilst watching the rugby, a roast dinner. And I cannot tell you how much I need a roast dinner today.